Turkish Airlines Euroleague. I feel devotion.
In this episode, the playoffs have started and we met many stars. Dimitris Diamantidis shone in the game of the week. Rudy Fernandez and Yorgos Printezis talk about the philosophies of their teams. Coach Ettore Messina returns to winning ways. And finally, the two bwin MVPs and the fantastic top 5 of each round. London calling, you boys and girls. We're not talking about the magnificent album by British band The Clash and their unbelievable singer Joe Strummer. That was 34 years ago. That was the first Turkish Airlines Euroleague playoffs week, and our CEO Jordi Bertomeu, here together with London Mayor Boris Johnson and British basketball star Pops Mensah Bonsu, can't wait to find out which teams will be there to play the next Final Four on May 10th to 12th. To start our trip into the Turkish Airlines Euroleague playoffs, we're going to Barcelona to see what happened in the first two games between FC Barcelona Regal and Panathinaikos Athens. Game 1 was as hard as expected. The Spanish team were hit by injuries but still had plenty of options. Ante Tomic scored a double-double with 13 points and 12 rebounds, proving once again how strong he and his team can be under the boards. Panathinaikos, well, that's Panathinaikos. You can't make the mistake of underestimating them. Never. Tomic again put his team up by 3 with 90 seconds to go, but the guests forced the overtime thanks to a Dimitris Diamantidis triple and an outstanding buzzer-beater block by James Gist. Viktor Sada was very important for Barcelona, scoring 4 points in overtime before the decisive three-pointer scored by Juan Carlos Navarro that sealed the 72-70 success.
Panathinaikos is a good team. They play very physically this year, and it's going to be a long series for sure.
Just as it happened 2 years ago when these two teams met in the playoffs. Panathinaikos were down 1-0 after a very close first game at Palau Blaugrana. However, the Greek team has enormous experience and knows how to handle the pressure. In that 2011 series, Dimitris Diamantidis was able to lead his team to a great comeback, winning Game 2 and tying 1-1, an inspirational memory for him and Panathinaikos.
I don't have a special role. There are two guys from the past, me and Kostas Atsaris, and we must help the other teammates to understand the high level that Panathinaikos has reached in the last few years and help them to be at the same level.
However, he has a big impact on his fellow teammates, as Marcus Banks, an experienced NBA player, confirms.
You know, to come here and this be the first team, you know, I land on, and it's one of the great, you know, players to ever play, you know, over here in Europe. I think, yeah, it's a great situation.
Barcelona is such a lovely place to visit, but for Dimitris, the beauty of the city comes second to the basketball. The only place where he needs to be is the hardwood.
I don't have any preferences about where to play, because every time we travel to play, we have a tough schedule. Going straight to the hotels and gym for practice and playing games. We don't have time for sightseeing. I would say I prefer to stay in Athens.
Panathinaikos should be satisfied of this first year under coach Argyris Perilakis and a brand new roster with a victory in Greek Cup and a pretty good Euroleague season so far. Of course, the ultimate goal is to beat Barcelona and get into the Final Four.
Every Final Four is special. I prefer to remember when we won, but every time I played there it was a great moment for me. Of course, every victory there was unbelievable.
In Game 2, all eyes were on Dimitris, and the fans got their money's worth. He did everything in the first 34 minutes apart from scoring. He's not a six-time Euroleague best defender for nothing, and he knows how to transform those plays into easy points for his team. He also kept his side in the mix, getting his teammates involved, blocking Barcelona attempts to take a double-digit lead. Then he took responsibilities, as everybody had expected from him. The first of his 2 3-pointers came to put his side ahead shortly before the last 5 minutes. Then he hit his second of the game from the floor with a step-back 3-pointer to win the game 66-65, completing a 10 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds and a 3-steal performance at Palau Blaugrana. He showed once again that he is the ultimate European basketball winner. On the same side of the bracket, Real Madrid is battling Maccabi Electra Tel Aviv. Real Madrid and Rudy Fernandez's style of play is more important than numbers. They have a great shooting percentage from behind the arc, but those shots are fundamental in keeping the team in the right rhythm, even if they miss, which is an interesting interpretation of basketball.
We have a lot of players he can shoot. Probably the percentage is the best way I can, but we have to play with these shots. I think it's open the court and we have a lot of space to move the ball and select the best shot. We have to play more inside probably, but we depend a lot from the line.
The Real Maccabi series is a confrontation between two teams that love to run. This is why Rudy keeps an eye on what he believes will be the key.
As we play defense like against Efes, we have a lot of things to win. But Maccabi is a veteran team to play these games. Is a lot of new players from the last year, but I think we have to stay ready to play hard in the first 2 games in Madrid.
The Israeli team proved that he was right, starting Game 1 with great confidence, relying on skilled players like Nick Canamedley.
It depends to the fast break, to run and play one-on-one. They have a lot of players, good players in the one-one. We have to improve in this situation because probably we are not the best in defense in one-on-one, but we have to be ready for that.
The game plan was magnificently executed by the Spanish side. Pablo Lazo's men came back from a double-digit Maccabi lead, conceding only 4 points to their guests in the second quarter. Real completely dominated the contest 79-53, winning on every statistical matchup driven by their great backcourt, that was able to dictate the tempo of the game once again.
Well, you said they have a great point guard. Which one are you talking about? You know, there's a lot of great guards in Real Madrid. You know, if you point your finger in any direction, you're going to find very good players on that team.
In fact, Sergio Rodriguez was a big contributor, scoring his first ever Euroleague double-double with 10 points, 10 assists, plus 5 rebounds.
Our defense gives us the opportunity to take more open shots, more shots on transition. The play that we want to play is trying to get ready on defense and run and get easy plays on transition.
Rudy Fernandez was the leader of his team as expected, The Spanish superstar was the top scorer of the game with 15 points in 25 minutes, shooting 6 for 10 on field goals. He added 6 rebounds and 2 assists on his way to a performance index rating of 22 that made him the Game 1 bwin MVP. Not bad for his first ever Euroleague playoffs game of his career. If Rudy was the factor and MVP of Game 1, his friend Sergio Yul did something special in Game 2. A fantastic 4 for 5 by 2 and 6 for 8 by 3 are in fact his shooting statistics, numbers that enabled Real to overcome Maccabi again early on, finding a double-digit advantage from the second quarter with Marcus Slaughter. It was the Sergio Rodriguez and Rudy pairing once again who lit up the arena with their speciality, the alley-oop. The other Sergio anyway, Yul, never stopped pushing his team up by 12. In the last quarter, J.C. Carroll reacted to an unbelievable block by Devin Smith, hitting one of his outstanding long-range shots, virtually killing the game, which ended 75-63 to hand the Blancos a second win. Now, highlights lovers, why don't we take a look at the top 5 plays of Game 1?
Number 5, Moscow, Russia, for legendary Teo Papaloukas, doing what he does best, sending a magic assist to Sasha Kaun, who knows exactly how to convert a great pass. Number 4, Piraeus, Greece. Kostas Papanikolaou of Olympiakos on the break, in the air, and bringing down the hammer on the Anadolu Efes defense. Number 3, Barcelona, Spain. James Gist of Panathinaikos breaks to the middle between 2 Barcelona defenders and delivers a skywalking tomahawk slam. Number 2, back to Piraeus, Greece. Jordan Farmar of Efes has to score the hard way, but makes it happen with an acrobatic reverse. And the top play of Game 1 of the playoffs, Madrid, Spain, Rudy Fernandez taking the elevator and detonating a monster dunk.
He is probably the scorer of the most famous basket of the century so far, but for Yorgos Printezis this is not so important, as he likes to take the plaudits with the rest of his teammates.
It was just a shot. All the players tried before, all the last quarter, Papanikolaou, Lucas, Majaris, all the players, they give something to have the opportunity in the last seconds to win the game with one shot.
The group. This is the word that best describes Olympiakos, and at the same time it reveals the secret of their success last season and why they are still at the top now.
Our case is that we have the same team like last year. We are a team that we play with energy, we want to run, to play pick and roll. If we play all together and all players give their effort in the game at 100%, I believe that this team can go in front and to win many things.
Not only the present but the future also holds something special, and not only for Yorgos. He is a man wanted by many clubs, but the red shirt isn't easy to give away.
This team started to build one core for many years with the good guys, with the good players, especially Greek guys and some American and European guys that they have to stay here for many years, and this was one of the things that I really like so much.
Being a hero did not change his approach to the team, another little secret that explains the Reds' way of life.
I just try to help the team as much as I can, nothing else. I never try to do something more or something extra. We had a good team last year. We continue to play on the same level this year, and it's very easy for me just to try to do what I can, nothing more.
His strong core has a recognized leader that everybody listens to, even when it is about unconventional topics.
The superstitious guys here in this team is Sparoli, so all the others we just follow.
Superstition or not, Yorgos was the dominating factor in Game 1 with Anadolu Efes on Wednesday night. He scored more than 1/3 of his team's total, 26 points from 67, in what was still a close game. Yorgos scored the first tie, then increased the gap to 27-19. Then he gave the top advantage in the second quarter, +9, but Efes reacted before the break, ending within 1 point, 33-32. Once again, Fernandez was the factor in the second half. In a close but still controlled finale, the Reds secured the win 67-62, again pushed on by Fernandez, the star of Game 1. Two days later, Efes started strongly, going up by 10 points, but it was too early. Olympiakos reacted soon, following their natural leader Vasilis Spanoulis and finding two outstanding big men coming off the bench. Pero Antic killed the opponents beyond the arc, 3 for 5. Kyle Hines put away 5 of his 7 inside shots. Near the end, both served up the most beautiful basket of the whole series so far, allowing a comfortable enough win, 71-53 for 2-0. If an adopted son can have a homecoming, then legendary head coach Ettore Messina has been enjoying one all season long in his return to the bench, where he and CSKA Moscow conquered the Euroleague twice. But Messina's abiding memories of CSKA are not only about lifting trophies.
The strongest memory I had was, let's say, to come to practice every day, the atmosphere, even when things were not going well, the sense of togetherness that I felt all the time with my staff, with the club, with my people here, and that's something that really makes you feel like if you are inside a great place.
In 2009, Messina left CSKA in search of new challenges, first with Real Madrid for almost 2 seasons, and then as a consultant with the Los Angeles Lakers. Still, Messina harbored a sensation that his CSKA story was not quite over.
Inside myself, something was telling me that never say never. I felt that maybe one day I would have worked again with the people here in CSKA.
That chance came last summer, when Messina decided that it was time to make Moscow his second home again. Just as when he first arrived in 2005, Messina had to readapt to life in the Russian capital.
Obviously, nobody can assume that all of us, we are the same people of 3, 4, 5 years ago. We're different. Everybody has experience in life that changed them, and so also now it's a different, but still it's a learning process again.
As always, CSKA is one of the favourites to challenge for the Euroleague title again, and Messina has found no shortage of partners in Moscow to join the effort.
For sure, it's a big motivation for the players, for me, for the club to try it again. You know, and basically that's what you're looking for. You know, like the people who drive race cars. You want to have the fast car to try to win the Grand Prix. Okay, so you don't know if you win it, but we can compete in this Grand Prix, and that's the most exciting thing. When
playoffs time arrive, CSKA's players are in their habitat. In Game 1 against Caja Laboral Vitoria, they showed their great form as they had in winning the 6 previous Euroleague games. Vitoria tried to stay in the contest as long as possible, looking to run the floor any time they could. And that was not enough. The teamwork and the ball movement from Etere Messina's team was too much for the visitors. CSKA dished 25 assists on 34 field goals. The Russian team won 89-78 to lead 1-0. There was another Russian symphony in Game 2, as the home team relied again on their impressive big men, finishing with an imposing 72% on 2-point field goals. In this situation, Viktor Khryapa did an excellent job with a complete effort. He scored 9 points with 4 for 5 on 2-pointers, and he added 1 spectacular block, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, and a couple of steals to reach a performance index rating of 25, becoming the Game 2 bwin MVP. CSKA won 90-68 and now lead the series 2-0. When Khryapa plays like this, his team is almost untouchable. While 8 big basketball teams are fighting to get their pass to London, we already know another great team that will show up at the O2 Arena. Lokomotiv Kuban Krasnodar dance team is the winner of this year's edition of the Efes Dance Square-Off, the cheerleader contest organised every year by Euroleague Basketball and its global partner Efes Pilsener. This year's edition of the Efes Dance Square-Off sets an unprecedented model, since the final amongst the best 4 dance team has become a live show held in a famous nightclub in Moscow, Russia, and broadcast internationally on the official YouTube Euroleague channel. 3 other dance teams competed in the final show. Alba Berlin dancers from Germany took 2nd place, followed by Žalgiris Kaunas from Lithuania, champions of the 2012 Efes Dance Square-Off edition, who performed at the Euroleague Final 4 in Istanbul. And lastly, Cedevita Zagreb from Croatia. The Russians won the contest thanks to the votes of fans through the internet and a technical jury composed by 3 personalities of the sports world. Among them, the Olympic silver medalist at Athens 2004, Irina Chechina. After receiving the trophy as the best dance team in European basketball, Lokomotiv Kubans will be granted the chance to perform during the games of the Turkish Airlines Euroleague Final 4 in London, as well as welcoming fans all over the weekend at the Fan Zone in Trafalgar Square. Congratulations to Lokomotiv Kuban dancers. See you in London. Now let's take a look to the top 5 plays of Game 2.
Number 5, Piraeus Greece, end of the 3rd quarter. The game's still close, but Kostas Loukas beats the buzzer in style to send the champs sailing towards a 2-0 series lead. Number 4, Moscow, Russia. Zoran Erceg with the pass. Viktor Khryapa with the backdoor cut and dunk. CSKA making magic again by sharing the ball and perfect through 2 playoff games. Number 3, Madrid, Spain. Maccabi Electra trying to rally. Devin Smith supplies the D, rising up to reject J.C. Carroll, although Real Madrid had the last laugh again. Number 2, Air Rudy flies again. Sergio Rodriguez sends the pass up, and Rudy Fernandez slams it down backwards. A patented alley-oop for Real Madrid. And the number 1 play of playoffs Game 2, Barcelona, Spain closing seconds. Panathinaikos down by 2. All eyes on Dimitris Diamandidis. The fake, the step back, and the crusher. A 3-pointer to tie up the series for Panathinaikos.
Maccabi Electra Tel Aviv and Real Madrid will face off in a crucial Game 3 of their best-of-5 series on Tuesday at 20:05 Central European Time at Nokia Arena of Tel Aviv in the next game of the week. It will be a do-or-die game for the home team needing a win to survive, while Real Madrid is just a step away from its second Final Four in 3 years. Maccabi needs to improve its offensive performance after an outstanding start in Game 1, leading 14-26. They scored just 27 points in the remaining 29 minutes when Rudy Fernandez led his side to a 79-53 win. Sergio Llull's 6 3-pointers made the difference in a 75-63 Game 2 win for Madrid. The Yellow fans and the atmosphere of Nokia Arena will try to push March MVP Devin Smith and Blocks leader Sean James to be back on track and extend the series to Game 4 in a dramatic game of the week between Maccabi Electra Tel Aviv and Real Madrid.
Turkish Airlines Euroleague.